Hi guys, Stelek here. So I'm back. I had to move the little red things in the OBS window around until it finally said, "Hey, I can work." To which I said, "Thanks for being shitty." So, um, anyway, so I've got my work saved from before, so it's no big deal. Just annoying, I try to do one thing at a time, and it's like, no. So here we are. Nope, that would be. Let's try spelling. Okay. um, yeah. Okay. Probably should be bio armor, huh? Bio armor. I don't know if that's what I want to call it, but it's better than biosuit. Oh. So anyway, so this is where I was at. Make sure OBS is showing this right. Okay. So I have different weapons that I can use, different names of stuff. So these don't matter. These are the powers. These are cumulative powers, right? So those don't matter so much. I don't have to do anything with those. Um, so those probably need to be under those combat weapons. And then I need to insert a row below and insert a row below. Because obviously some armies are more capable of doing close combat than others. So, yeah, so I think I'll put, yeah, let's just put that there. So I'll do Sting and maybe one more. But I'm going to leave Stinger. Okay. So, hmm, no, I'll just do it what I did before on others, which was just a different name. So let's see. I think, um, let's see. Well, that should be a rifle. Um, yeah, so we need a rifle. Um, uh, cannon maybe? No, I used that. So let's do that before. It's not that there's anything wrong with cannon, just I want to do something different. So um, trying to think. Hmm, blaster maybe. Let's see. um, hmm, thinking. Hmm. Probably should have thorns. There's some plant variation too. Um, okay. So don't know if that makes sense, but whatever. Mortar, maybe? Maybe that would be better. Thrower. Yeah. Okay. So, and really what I'm trying to do is figure out, like figuring out the cost is easy because it's already defined in the game system. And the AP value is, it if it's a regular unit weapon, or something common, generally it's not too high. If it's a specialist unit, like they all have like BFGs or something, like some super weapon, then they would have a low AP. If it's an anti-tank weapon, it's more likely to be a lower AP because it's more likely to be. It just makes more sense. Because generally you don't fire anti-tank weapons at infantry. You fire anti-infantry weapons at them. Oh, let's see. Mm-hmm. All right. So, thinking like regular ranged weapons. So I need a synonym. Hmm. An array? Sure, we'll just give it a different name. No. So let's see. Hmm. I'm trying to think. So I probably want like oh, impaling is a good thing. Um. Hmm. Hmm. I don't get it, but okay. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that. It doesn't matter what it was. It was just funny. So, did I do venom? I don't think I did any venom things. Spores are always good because that's definitely going to be a thing. So let's see. I think I'd rather have a spike cannon and a spore rifle. And a venom blaster. Okay. See, that way it starts to make sense. So those, along with that, so I should probably do like this. Yeah, I see the 2. Let's get rid of that. All right. So let's go here and insert rows below. Okay. This one's easy. Crushing. I don't really need that because I think I have enough, and I don't want anybody to ask me what the hell that is, and I'll be like, I don't know. It's a name I found on the internet. Let's see. Sundering? Yeah. Sundering clause. Probably should be sting and thinking like rip, but something like that. Last bit, nah. Sure. There. So there's CQB weapons. And then, okay, so carrier is just a weapon, like just a transport. So they generally get a weaker version of these. So let's put this in here. Let's see. What is another way to say that? Different way of saying biological. Maybe biotic. Biotic or plasmic, is that on the list? Oh, it is. Okay. So let's see. You see the definitions. Plasmic would just be blood, right? And biotic is just pertaining to life. All right, whatever. Those don't help me so much. All right. Venom rifle. Yeah, and then I want, yeah, so basically this will be there, and then, okay. So those will be the flamethrowers. Yeah. Because some things just work. They work the way they're supposed to. So these ones, so let's see, small spike cannon. Yeah. So there's a methodology here, right? So medium spike cannon, and then these guys, large and huge. Okay. Barb Stinger. Yeah, we'll make that by itself, and then this one. Yeah, so I'll show you why I do what I do, so it makes sense. So +5 anti-infantry, and then +6 anti-infantry, +8 anti-infantry. All right, so now we're starting to get somewhere. Okay, so 5, 4, 3, and then, no, it should be 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, yeah. I did that wrong. That's correct. That is there, and that's right there. Okay. Anti-tank weapons generally have, of the same class and caliber kind of weapon, have 1 AP better, because generally vehicles and monsters and stuff have a better armor class, so I want people to be able to penetrate it. So let's see, Venom Cannon. Okay, so gotta figure. I can't use. See, what's a different name that I could use? Oops. I don't want pistol. Rod maybe. I think I'd rather have the blaster. Okay, that just sounds better. Cannon. I might do a sport cannon, but very likely I won't. Very likely what's actually going to happen is that's going to go over there. Because the focus of this army is not on masses of infantry. So, yeah. So, thinking, what would I put that on? Well, Stinger should go next to the biotic Stinger, right? Okay, so anti-infantry, anti-tank. There. Okay, probably, yeah, that's fine. And I'll just duplicate stuff up to this. So, so probably the Spore Rifle and the Venom Rifle, they'll do different things. So that will be +3 AI, +3 anti-tank, and that will be +2 anti-tank, +2, oops, AI, and that's anti-tank. No, duh. My brain is just not firing on all cylinders. Okay, so then I've got these cannons, and then I've got the impaling cannons, right? Probably should just duplicate that. Impaling. And most of this is probably going to end up on warriors, and walker units, because they're smaller. So, so let's see. I think, yeah, I don't think I'd need more. Just trying to think. Do I need medium? So pistols, anti-tank, anti-infantry. Yeah. Oh, I don't remember how I did it for the other faction on these, but that's the important part, is the template. That's +5, and we'll see, 5. That should make it 7. And that's a special rule, so that's 5 points, and then every point of AP is a point. So let's see, what did I do? Spike was anti-tank. So +3 anti-tank, +4 anti-tank, +3 anti-infantry, and +4 anti-infantry. Let's see. They won't have small because they're not. It won't. It doesn't make sense for them to have it. So, all right. So let's make that 4. That's going to be 8. Template. All right. Let's see here. Yeah. So these things, could just copy across like that. Okay. Delete. All right. So ranged weapons there. Things you don't see are like anti-aircraft. Oh, excuse me. And the reason you don't see the anti-aircraft is because it's something that you buy, so you give somebody the option to buy it. And basically, the way anti-aircraft works is you just take whichever of your 2 weapons. Sometimes it's assigned to a particular weapon, like it makes your anti-infantry and also anti-aircraft. You fire it against an aircraft that's useful against, great. Otherwise, you still get halved. Firing against the wrong target type. But if you have one that matches, which is why generally you just assign it to a unit. That's the way I've done it. So you just go, this unit has anti-aircraft. When you fire the one that matches the aircraft's type, because some aircraft are vehicles and some are essentially infantry. Like in this army, they'll probably be considered infantry and not vehicles. Just to make it so that the army's different than other armies, which is important to me. So the small spike cannon here should be 6 because it's 5 there, right? And then obviously the medium spike cannon should be +5, which is wrong. So it should be 4. This should be 4. That's the jump that I did in the other army. So many of the weapon choices are similar. It's what you put them on, because they are standardized is the nice way to put it. So where an Imperial force will always have, strength 8 in, Games Workshop world, everybody was strength 8 missiles. That's fine. Nobody gets bothered with that. It's what you can put them on that matters. In War Machine, often you can hit jacks real easy, but their defense is what matters, right? Those are also standardized. It's design decisions that have been consciously made. So let's see. So the small impaling cannon would probably be no AP, and that one would be 6. Yeah. All right. And then these are generally weaker, so 5, 5, and that would be 6 and 6. It's just easier on me to just go, this is the way that it goes. And so units will be equipped with one of those 2 as their basic, like this is what they get. So the venom cannon and the heavy venom cannon will basically be weapons that you'll only see on behemoths. Okay. Or it might be like a single weapon for one behemoth, where the larger behemoth might have 2. And these are basically secondary weapons, these things here. So let's see what we got up here. Oops, went the wrong freaking way. Oh, and I didn't actually put any carry weapons on there, but usually I don't do that many, especially since there's only going to be 1, right? So the easiest thing to do is just copy this. Or no, I'll finish the weapons first, then I'll copy it. So, and then I don't need the plus because they're always that. All right, so this one is 7. 2 points per combat factor, +1 for the AP. And these ones are the easier ones to do because there probably won't be a whole bunch of special rules. So that's 10. So you can see it's balanced. So you pay for more, you pay more, and you get better stuff. Let's see. So the blaster is essentially the pistol, right? So it'll go on things and it'll be like, yes, it's got a sport blaster. It's not very good, but gives it something. So that's 5, that's 7. That again is 5, and that is 8. Yeah. The barb stingers, let's see. So that's 7, and that's going to be 6. All right. So obviously I know that's 7, that's 6. Probably should not be heavy. That should be huge. Okay. And then I want something else. Just trying to think. There's something toxic. I mean, I have venom and I've got other things that are like that. What would a thresher be? Thinking about that. Let's see. Thresher. Is there a synonym for that? No. Sure. Yeah, I don't think I want that word. So, plasmic maybe? Yeah, so let's do plasmic. So I think I already did biotic, right? Okay, so large plasmic cannon, huge plasmic cannon. All right, so whatever. It's kind of silly I have to do it this way. Oh, but whatever. All right, and then just in case I need it over here, basically infantry get a certain size limit. Oops, and then that's all they get. Insert rows below. There we go. Whatever. Okay, there. So that would, yeah. So, trying to think. Yeah. Acid's caustic, but caustic is stronger. So I don't have to say small, medium, right? I don't have acid used anywhere else, I don't think, except for down there, so that's fine. Okay, so these ones provide the anti-infantry capability in the army, right? And these do different things. Ooh, excuse me. Damn. All right. So what we want to do is separate them so that there's something that makes them different. That is not just like, oh, that's crazy, you know. So these we'll step up, right? We'll do it like this, 5, 6, and then this one will be +7 to think. Right, what did I do that? No, I did anti-infantry and +8 anti-infantry, +7 T +8 T. Yeah, so I'm trying to think. So these ones need to be really strong. because these are not getting blast effects and the other ones will be. I'll show you in a minute. So they are very strong. So almost too much so, but eh. So that would be 2 and a 1, 2 and a 1. Yeah, because there's no stopping that. Sorry, 2 and 3. There we go. They say those are behemoth only weapons, right? So just like the huge ones are behemoth only weapons, but it lets you configure it the way you want. So you'll see. So you can pay for bigger or not. However, these weapons will get stuff on them. So blast 5 inches. Blast. Oop, wrong one. Not those. This one. Blast 3 inches and blast 5 inches. So the way blasts work is a little different. You don't waste your time covering stuff. You just put them between units in their zone of controls, right? Even if they're not exerting a zone of control, it doesn't matter. Flitters basically are immune to it because they're flying. So what you do is, though you can say you're firing at them and impose the results on them instead of any ground targets. But anyway, you need an anti-aircraft weapon mount, on your weapon to do that. So basically what this lets you do is you put it down, and any enemy unit that, or a friendly unit, if you're a derp, that's in that that has the template partially within the zone of control, which is generally 2 inches for everyone, 4 inches for behemoths, but behemoths basically ignore pins, and what they do is they generate pins. So for every blast that you put in, you can, into a unit with 1 activation worth of firing, you can go, okay, here's 3 blasts, and ta-da, it's a pin for the first one, and then basically -1 for each additional blast after that. And that would apply to any and all units that you could put it on. So like if you have 1 unit that has 3 blasts and then another unit that only gets 1 covered in it for whatever reason, it's on the other side, and there's already like weak leadership, you don't care if it goes away, you just want to pin it, you can put it over there. But there's also a concentrated fire option, which basically instead of doing anti-infantry pinning or whatever, for every 2 inches rounded down, you get an extra firepower. So these could actually be 8 firepower, right? These ones could be 8, and that one could be 6, because that's what they'll do. So anyway, so I'll show you how I add this stuff up. These don't get it because really I should do like this. It should be 7, 5, 5, 7, and then because this way infantry units get it, right? Which is important. So they have some access to that, even though there's not many, and basically just increases their firepower by 1 if you choose to do it that way. These are already very strong. So, but that one would basically be a strength 9 AI, and will actually probably end up costing more. So let's figure it out. So 9 AI is 18 points plus 4 points of AP is 22 points. This one is 6 AI, so that means 12. And then the blast is 5, so that brings us up to 17. And then basically blast, the special rule blast, gives you 1 inch, basically is what it does. Basically if it was like any like poison 2 or something, you get the first number free, right? So it's always 1. and then every number after that you have to pay for. So for blast 7, you have to pay 6 points. So that is 23 points. So even though it's 1 AP less, it has flexibility to increase its AI to match this. Or you can put down a fucking 7-inch blast template and go, look, I hit these different units. Anyway, and I'm still working on it, and it might be that it's possible that you could reduce the blast to a 5-inch and increase your firepower to 7, or reduce it to a 3-inch, increase your firepower to 8, so you still have the blast effect, and that's why you pay more. Okay, but this way the costs are fair, right? And these are stronger than what the other faction got, so I have to make sure that they're not too strong. So I might have to come back and edit this later. I'm not certain. All right, but here's the thing. So the huge spike cannon is a 3, carries over to this one, which has AP2, right? But what I'm going to do is cut that out and just move it. Insert rows below. All right, and then move this up here. And there's a reason for this. There we go. And it's just to break up the eye stagger of AI and AT. Okay. So for whatever it's worth, these don't have ranges. Okay. Templates, you can put them crosswise, and basically whatever their attack is, if you decide to run across it, you eat that attack again. So you can fire it at a unit that hasn't activated yet. It goes in there. It has its own little effect that it does, so you can put it sideways into a unit, into their zone of control, and just, you still hit them. It still busts cover, right? So, so this one doesn't matter so much, but this one does, right? So basically, templates are anti-cover, right? So that's what you're paying for. But they just remove all cover. And that's probably going to get reworked, because most other weapons that remove cover are worded differently. It's just something that I think is a flaw, and so I have to fix it. Anyway, so let's go do this. So it's 8 plus 2 for the AP. So that's 10 plus 5 for the blast is 15, plus 2 more is 17 points, right? So that's what that becomes, right? So basically the blast adds another 7 points, which is 5 for the base, because it's a special rule. So that makes which makes this is going to be 16, right? So I don't even have to look. I just go 16. So 8, 9, 14, 15, 16. See, it works out. So this one has 1 more AP, 2 more inches of blast. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 22. And then this one does the same thing. It goes up by 5. So that's 27. See, it's easy when you actually use a fucking math formula. When you don't use a math formula, not so easy. So the plus 5 AI, and then the blast. Oh, let's see. Gone up by 1, gone up by 1, gone up by 2. So that's 4, and 1 is 5. So that's 21. It's really not that crazy difficult. So here's 18 plus 5. Yeah, 23. So, and then this one's 11, so 22 plus 6 is 28. So it's expensive. That one is obviously 22, and this one is 1 less, so it'll be 27, right? It's 1 less their effectiveness. And those are expensive things, but like this one is plus 9 AI, and this one is plus 5 AT, right? They both cost 22 points, and you go, oh man, that's better at killing infantry. It's like killing certain infantry, certainly, but this one, the plus 4, the plus 5, this could go up to a plus 7, right? And it's not as strong as this, but you also can't mount the heaviest possible weapon on the heaviest possible thing. It's just not something that you're allowed to do. So now something I've noticed, which you always have to go through and double check, say, hey, what's going on? Is there's no low AP stuff, just cheap. So that's what this is what I do over here. So I go, that will be 2, and that will be 1. Okay. Because it needs to be done. So then I have to reconfigure their points, right? Now the reason for this is even though they're low on the AT and AI, they are high on the AP values. It gives players choices, because I want players to have choice. So that's 4 plus 6, so that's 10, right? And then again, 4 plus 5, so that's 9. And then just correct that. Okay, so then we'll so the stingers we'll put over into the carrier weapons. We'll also add caustic thrower into the carrier weapon. And then we'll do the cannons. And then I'll show you what we're going to do here. They don't get those or those. Yeah, it really should just be probably this set. But you'll see. Let's see what we do. There we go. All right. And then those. All right. So delete those. Delete those. All right. And then the blasters. Basically, this is just for right now, just for 1 unit, so it doesn't really matter. Right. Okay. So there. So that lets us go and, we can now figure out units. So make sure this is still behaving. Okay, it's still behaving. All right. Then we have to figure out armor stuff, right? So probably should be name. Okay, so 6 plus armor save, 5 plus armor save, 4 plus, and then I'll just, yeah, okay, thanks. All right, let's see if I can actually copy just that. 3 plus, 2 plus, 1 plus. Okay, and then I need a couple more. Oh, insert rows below, and insert rows below. Okay, so cover save plus impregnable save and 4 plus impregnable save. 6 plus impregnable save is useless, so yeah, 5 plus 4 plus. So 5 plus cover save is not for infantry. So the reason that that is because infantry already come with a cover save. So this would be for vehicles and stuff. In Ozar, it's not going to survive. Like it's like I'll just delete it now. Like I was just putting in there just as an example. This army is not going to get that because they'll have other things that they can do to get that. So let's push that down. Okay. Here we go. I'm probably not even going to go much into the war gear because it doesn't matter. Now these actually matter, right? So these are different close combat options, and you have to figure out what does each one do, right? And really, it's a matter of adding special abilities. Um, so, um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm trying to think. That should be a 6. Yeah, 2. Random, crushing, sundering. Make that a 2. Make that a 3. I like that better than this one. So I'm just going to delete that. Delete. No, we'll keep that. We'll make that a dash. It probably should be, okay, that should be 5. That should be a dash. That should be a 5. Okay, that's a little better. And they'll end up being sorted a different way. So I got to figure out what we actually want them to do. Let's see. +2 firepower. CQB only. Just remember to do that. Okay. So +4 anti-tank. Oops. Well, that was a nice mistake. +4 anti-infantry. CQB only. No. Let's put the +4 over here. Anti-infantry. CQB only. These are only CQB, but that's there so that nobody gets confused. It says it doesn't say only CQB. It's like anything in CQB you can't add to your unit's firepower unless you're actually in CQB, so you just ignore it. So let's see. +2 anti-infantry firepower. CQB only. +2 anti-tank firepower. Oh, jeez, I keep doing that. All right. Now, these will probably end up being a little bit different. So, +3 firepower, CQB only. And this one, +1 firepower. Okay. So, so you have to think about like what it is I'm trying to do. So there's specific ones that are anti-infantry and anti-tank. Hopefully I did that. I didn't, but that's okay. That's easy to fix. So what did I do for anti-infantry? I did that. Yeah, I just gotta make sure I'm doing this right. So +2 AT. No, we'll do that plus that, and that will be firepower, and that will be anti-tank. No, anti-infantry is fine. My brain is just slowly coming along. So I need +2 AI infantry, which will probably end up being that. There. Okay. So let's make that a 3. Make that a 2. Yeah, that's better. Okay. So the no, I want that to be 2. God damn it. I want it to be 2. All right. That's fine. 6. Yep. No, it's got to be a 3. Yeah. 3, 4. and then yeah, I'm thinking this way you don't organize things properly, right? So let's see, 4, 3, okay. Just 2 anti-tank. Yeah. Okay. I'll just do that as 5. No. Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a blank. So yeah, so let's nope. Let's organize this up here so it's easier to figure out what I'm trying to do anyway. Not sure why. Okay. Right. Okay, fine. Go up there. Copy this. Nope, let's not do that. Okay, and then I can go cut this out again. That one. There you go. Okay. So now what we need to do is organize things by EP values. Oops. It's wrong way. There we go. This way I can show you why this matters. See, it all makes sense. Okay. So there's generic firepower. They increase both your firepower. Has no AP value. So it's like, okay, cost 6 points. This one increases your firepower on both sides, has an AP value. Okay. CQB weapons don't fall into the generic rules of you can only do an anti-infantry or an anti-tank weapon. You can't double stack on one side or the other. Okay, behemoths can because they're massive. Oh, excuse me. But regular units can't do it. So here we have 4 plus 6. Here's 4 plus 3 is 7, right? Here is 8 plus 4 is 12. And then this one's plus 1 firepower, right? So normally it's just for every firepower is 2 points. Okay, and I'll go through and I'll show you why I'm doing this. So it all makes sense. So and the AP value is 2. So that's 5 plus 2 is 7. Then here plus 4, 1, right? So the plus 4 anti-tank is 8, and that makes it 14. Okay, so it's very strong. So now we have to go through and figure out extra modifiers. So this is actually twice as much. It's 12 because it adds to both firepowers, right? This one is actually 8 points instead of 4 because it adds to both firepowers. So 8 plus 1 is 9. Nope. Let's try it again. 9. And then this one adds to both, so it's 4, so it actually is also 9. All right. So because basically if you add 1 firepower to either AT or anti-infantry, anti-tank or anti-infantry, each point is worth 2 points. So if you add to both, it's worth 4 points, right? You add 1 to both, it's worth 4. So now here's where you get into discounts. So CQB only is -1, okay, because it's a discount, because it's only useful in close quarters combat. Not having an AP value is another discount, right? So you have to go 10, 8, 5, 6, 11, 8. 13. It's to encourage people to purchase them and realize that even though it does that same thing, that I'm not a robot. I do understand that. Oh, hey, I can only use this in close quarters battle, and CQB is a bad place to try to be. A lot of times you'll get dead doing it. So then all I have to do is go up here and go, is there anybody with an AP dash? There is somebody with an AP dash, right? That guy. So that's actually costs only 5 points. That's all. And then the blasters. Okay. 10-inch max range. Same thing there, and the same thing with the stingers. That also gets a discount of 1 point. Okay. There you go. So that it makes sense to people, basically they're pistol weapons, or secondary weapons on bigger things like these. So it doesn't matter, you know. So this one right there becomes 8, 9, and yeah, now we're starting to get somewhere. So the blasters here also max range, so 4 and 4. And I think these guys, yep, 9 and 8. These are not actually limited in range. The templates, they're just nope. They're just for helping you add the ability to be covered to your attacks. That's all it does. So let's see. Let's see. Let's not do that. Let's do I gotta find a synonym, the word I'm thinking of. Let's see. Probably crystal carapace, and then stone carapace. No. Gem, maybe? Jewel? Whatever. That's what they'll be for now. And there really isn't a cost associated with these. And the reason why is because you don't actually purchase these, right? These you probably would purchase, and so it's a special ability. It's an impregnable save, so that's a 5. You get a 6+ for free, so this is 6 points, and this one's 7 points, right? It's all that matters. Basically, armor saves are assigned, and they help determine your initial cost. for your unit, and then your actual base cost per model is modified by your armor saves. So, anyway, so we have CQB weapons, we have bio armor. I'm not going to bother with war gear because I'll just do that later. It's a lot of imagining I end up having to do. And then I have that other stuff. So let me put the war gear up here. And then take the carrier weapons. Yeah. All right. I've got ranged weapons. Oh. Okay. That should probably be types. And that won't matter. And then I'll delete that for now. Okay. And these don't matter because they'll basically have to go through and figure out what kind of things that I want to put them in. Carriers are just transports, right? So now I need 2 of these open. Let's do a new one. There we go. Create. Let's put that over. I'll show you what I'll do here. I don't care about that. All right. Okay. Make sure OBS is still behaving. Okay, it is. All right, so I can see it all on the right-hand side. It just doesn't want to see it. But now I can go back up to the top and actually figure out what I want to do. So, so I have these guys, which I don't even know if I'm going to bother with the names. So, skill regrades for these are none. They're not getting those. They're small. They're grunts, and their infantry, and the movement type is earthbound, and 1 wound per model, and the unit composition be 5 to 15. Okay. And I might change it later, but for now that's just what I'm doing off the top of my head. So infantry always come with a 5+ cover save, right? And these guys, exceptional trait. Infiltrate. Dominant. Let's see, probably 9+. So you buy more than 9, you get this guy for free. And as you can see, some of the stuff is really easy to figure out. Like make 1 selection, do this. Okay. So I'd figure out what kind of guns that I would want them to have. So they don't get a raise, they get ranged weapons. So I'm just looking over on the right-hand side that you can't see because I'm stupid with these OBS. So we'll say or Termagant Brood, right? Because I don't have them anywhere else. So what would they come with normally, right? You just decide what you want to do. So a Venom Blaster or a Spore Blaster could be a mouth-mounted weapon, a proboscis amount of weapon. So they won't get rifles, right? Because that won't make much sense. But both of these models, they can have those. So I build units that are not crap, right? They're balanced. So remember, basic infantry, start with that stat. This has strength, but then I have to go through and figure it out. So they have infiltrate, and that's all they're going to have. And most of the infantry are going to have infiltrate or outflank or something because they're supposed to be chaff, and so that's the way they're going to act. So so their other equipment will be Spore Blaster. Okay. And then dominant will have with Light Chitin. Let's try spelling that right. And Spore Blaster. Okay, so that makes them 337, right? So even though it doesn't appear like they have a ranged anti-infantry weapon, they still have a ranged anti-infantry attack. Just that their main equipment is an anti-tank gun. That's all. Okay. And then this is they cannot have access to everything. Okay, so one model may purchase a small spike small cannon or cannon, rifle, or stinger. Okay. If no ranged weapons for every 5 models, one yeah, let's try this like this. One model may purchase and this is where those CQB weapons come in, may purchase Sundering Claws. Okay, so basically what that does is it makes in close quarters combat, this unit, which is a 337, you can focus on that, and then it becomes a 667 in close combat against both the tanks and infantry. Because where other weapons can't stack, those weapons can. The close quarters combat weapons do not have the restrictions. They don't have these restrictions, right? And what this should really say is, because I actually want there to be flexibility, for each range weapon not purchased, probably just got to reword the whole thing. Instead of purchasing, probably just like this, Sundering Claws. Because I don't want it to be that restrictive. God's sake, model that purchases that foregoes a purchase on the ranged weapons may purchase clause without, and there is no limit because they are now, it is not anti-tank or AI, it's just +1 firepower. So you can increase it by 1. Okay. Now remember, you can still buy on your unit leader if you have, you want to pay the 5 points for him, or you want to have 9 plus guys. You can still put like the neurotoxin proboscis on him, which costs 10. It's 2 points more than the Sundering Claws. Okay. And that adds +3 firepower. So then you're at 9/9. Now he doesn't add any AP value, but the Sundering Claws certainly do. Okay. And for each one that you have, you get that many AP hits. It's not a matter of you need to hit. It doesn't work that way. Okay. It's just how many of those weapons do you have. So that can be a really nasty close combat unit. And so you have to think, is that what I want? So, but with the Spore Blaster, right, it just gets +2, right? The Spore Blaster is +2 anti-tank. So then you have to figure out, how do I know what things cost? Oh, well, first let's save this. Okay. I have to get the, is that what I need? I don't think oh no, I do need that. I do need my conversion formula, even though it's not really a conversion formula. So whatever. It's more like, this is how this works. Dumbass. All right, so now I got to figure out what the base cost is, right? So I'm going to pay for the first 5 models. All right, so I have to figure out per model cost, but then but I also have to figure out the basic cost, right? So, so what I'm going to do is on these guys, R, okay. So which means I'm going to do this. 6. These are green. In other words, they're crap. Okay. So they're not strong. They're not strong in the morale. Now they could be strong, but they're not. So the 6 means they're green. Okay. Because that's what happens when your leadership is 6, is you're green, and they can be upgraded to regular, and that's it. Okay. So per wound is 3 points, right? So that's the base. They're green, so they're reduced by 1, and their armor saves reduce them by 2. Okay. So there's a problem because that reduces them to 0, right? They're generally not supposed to be, like, when you have things, it's possible to go to actually -1. You can be a conscript and have a 6+ save, or worse, you can have no save, and that's actually -3. So, and I should probably add that. So insert, come to the left, dash is -3. Okay. So, and there's not a minimum. It's like, no, I want the points to actually make sense from one way to the next. Okay, that's what I want, because it's much easier if the points make sense. Okay. That's weird. Okay, sorry, I was just looking at my other sheet. It's just copying funny. Never seen it do that before. Anyway, so how do you figure out what your weapons are then? Because you actually have, there's got to be other costs, right? And normally what happens is the units cost, like per model, cannot be free, right? That would be bad. So you do have to buy the Spore Blaster, which, everybody always has a weapon that they have to buy. So that costs 4 points. So how would we figure out that? Because it is possible for, basically to be a base cost of 0 for a unit. I'd rather not be, so we have to figure out like what to do. But it's possible to get -5 with no armor and conscripts. I don't think I've put it into the game yet, but odds are they will cost more. So and everybody has to pay 8 points, right, for their basic firepower factors of 3 and 1, because every 2 points, or every point costs 2 points, so they have to pay 8. But mostly it's the per model cost, right? Now normally what happens is the Spore Blaster right here is incorporated into the cost of this right here. All right, and so this is where I have a conundrum. Okay, so right now, basically models don't cost anything, or they cost so little that there's no reason not to just go, I'll just take those, right? And you can't have that. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to solve it. So normally, the weapon is paid for once, okay, and is incorporated into the unit's cost. All right. So the light shitten doesn't have a cost because it's factored into the per wound cost. However, when you're free, your equipment, your basic equipment, so like if they had something else, would not actually be free, and it would not be factored into the unit's base cost. It would be factored. It would basically be used to make the models actually cost something. Okay, so instead of it being +4 for the unit, we have a 6 plus, which is -2, and then green -1. All right. Now the Spore Blaster costs 4. So the cost for these, because basically the base cost has been reduced to 0. So the cost per model is then the cost of the weapon that they come with. So +4 per model. So when you go, why does it cost so much? This is why. And also these weapons choices that they get are relatively inexpensive. Okay. But this has to be done this way so that the free discount that everybody else gets is because they actually have a higher cost on the models, right? Per model costs more. So when a model cost gets reduced to 0, they have to pay for their equipment. Everybody else gets it for free, and they just have a one charge. So basically, if you had 15 models, you're paying for the Spore Blaster because the model itself has no cost because it's so useless. Because it only has a 6+ save, and it's green. Okay, so so I have to pay for the first 5, so it's 28. Okay. Um. Anyway, and when I first built the system, 3 points per wound seemed reasonable and includes leadership 7, 1 wound, and a 4-up armor save. But most people don't get 4-up armor saves, and these guys are just crap. They don't get 4-up armor saves. And the other thing that they could get, there are other options. So this is more of a balanced unit, like it's capable of taking on all things if you really want to. So right here it says for every 5 models, 1 model may purchase, right? Only one of each type may be purchased. That does mean you can only buy one of each of these type. Each eligible model that forgoes, so if or if you're not allowed to. So basically you can also purchase Sundering Claws on a unit that comes with two different small cannons, or 2 different rifles, or 2 different stingers. It doesn't matter. In any case, and odds are these guys should just be stingers, right? So we're gonna do that. We purchase a stinger. And let me drag this over and minimize it. Okay. Barbed or biotic stinger. That should be alternatively. Should be additionally forego each model. Forgoes or is ineligible to purchase. Remain instead purchase. Sundering clause. Oh, so basically that makes that unit the way that it's going to be. Okay, and I will have to go and revisit this and see how I want to do it, but for now, that's what I want to do. So the melee scuttlers right there, all done. And then there's this one before I forget, 33, because they have infiltrate. That's 5 points. Okay. Infantry by default get the cover bonus. They don't have to pay for it. It's just part of the game system. They always have a 5+ cover save. If they had something that gave them improved cover, they would pay for that. Okay. So here we are with swarms. Now, this one is a little bit different because it's based on wounds, multiple wound guys, right? So small unit type, grunts, and infantry type, earthbound. Wounds per model, say 3. Okay. And again, they're green and they don't have any. They won't have any options. And really, they're going to be conscripts. Okay, but there's no skill regrades for them. Let's see. I'll give you green. It seems that's more fair. So 3, 1, 7, and then, and I totally did that wrong, by the way. 3, 1, 7. This is the way they should be. So 1, 3. Infantry do it this way, and then 0, 1, 7. Which means I have to go back up here and fix these guys properly. Oops. So these guys with a spore blaster are actually 1, 3, 6. And they're not even 3, so they're 2. This is a 5. Yeah. Because Spore Blaster adds +2 anti-tank. So they become a 156, right? So really should be, you should probably be left at that. Not given a Spore Blaster, but given a Venom Blaster. Venom Blaster, there you go. You gotta remember these things, I forget. It's 1, 3, 6, so you're, whatever you're not, you're weighted to have that capability because you're basically always going to buy an anti-infantry weapon. So you go. So they're a little bit better, and that makes sense. So, yeah. So, and then I also have to figure out these things here. So, so a half squad is generally half, right? Half strength rounded down. So a full squad, I generally want it to be 3 more than half, or at least halfway to the next item. So that'd be +4. Okay, so 11 plus. And the reason of that is that's when you lose your strength factors, is when you get reduced. So basically half of that number, and then the halfway in between is your full point. So if you have 11 plus models, you're full. You have 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, you're full. You have 7, 8, 9, 10, you're half. You're below that, you're just nothing. You just, it just means you've been reduced again. So, anyway, and that's by models, right? So that's done correctly. Now this one, none. Oh, and here, before I forget, linking, and that makes them cost even more. Okay, so linking lets you add things to a unit. That's all. They don't have any because they're not gonna. They're basically wound things. That's all they have. So these are because they can be green. They're fives. They're really bad. They're conscripts. Okay. You just have to think, if they're conscripts, what exactly do I get out of them? It's like, well, the cost per wound is the other ones are per model because they only have one wound. This is by wounds. So this one should be 3 to 9. And then what equipment would they have? Let's see here. So this one, because I know I'm going to have to do this. So they don't have any saves. They have the infantry save, and that's it. And they will have, let's see, Venom Blaster, Barbed Stinger, Biotic Stinger. Okay, and then make sure I do that. Yeah. Okay. So they have they probably should only have 2 because my brain's not working. Which one? Venom is infantry, and a Biotic is infantry, so we'll get rid of that. Okay. So basically, that's the equipment they come with, right? So a Venom Blaster and a Barbed Stinger. The Barbed Stinger costs too much. No, it costs a lot, right? So in this case, because they're going to cost less, all right. So I have to look at my chart and I go, okay, they're -3, okay. So they're -3 for the armor save of nothing, and their conscripts, so that's -2, so that's -5. Okay. So at -5, this is where you go, oh shit. So remember their base cost is 8. They don't have any exceptional traits. They don't have linking. They're their own little multi-wound fiasco. Okay, they're their own guys. Like, here we go. They're awesome. So they have the base cost of 8. That's at least their base cost. So when you have 2 different weapons, okay, so you have a Venom Blaster, a Barb Stinger. I'm only going to pick one. All right, so because I don't want them to be crazy expensive. But I want them to actually be capable of doing things because they're going to be limited. They're not gun units, right? So they should probably have a Biotic Stinger instead. Should raise their anti-infantry. So here we go. Biotic Stinger. Because generally people only get 1. So they have a Biotic Stinger, which gives +2 anti-infantry. Okay, so it does that 3. And then a half is 1, 1. So a Biotic Stinger is 8 points. The squad is discounted 5 points, right? And the base cost is 3, so they're -2. So there's 6 points per plus. So basically 6. And then you have to do it by wound, which is 18. All right. So it's the same math as everybody else uses. Okay. So every base of 3 wounds worth of guys costs 18. They don't have any special things. And then here, they even though it's this way, it's for every 3 models. One model may purchase a weapon from the CQB weapons at the points cost listed there. Okay, so that's all they do is CQB. Oh, all right. And that's what I was planning on doing. May purchase a AI or AT weapon. Okay, so and the unit leader, there's no unit leader. None. None. Okay, so the reason that I'm doing it this way is they're different and they're punching bags. There's not instant death in this game. Okay, you don't just lose things. So I have to be careful with what I allow on things like this that have 3 wounds each because the unit strength is based on wounds. Okay, so half is 9 wounds. Let's try that again. 9 plus wounds. And then full, so that would be 3, so full would be 18 plus wounds. See what I'm saying? So, so basically what you do is this unit with the biotic stinger increases they have a 335. That's their basic stat. Okay. They are really easy to break, which is why you would keep something that could keep them around. One of which the whole army can do, can keep them, give them leadership 9 instead of this. All right. So if they can only purchase one anti-infantry or anti-tank thing, then either they're buying the +2 or the +4. So if they buy the +2, they become 5. If they buy the +4, they become 7. And that's it. That's all they can do. They can be a 335, a 555, or a 775. Or they could be mixed. They could go, I want to be a 575, more anti-tank. You can do that. You don't have to just because you buy a +4 anti-infantry doesn't mean you have to buy the +4 anti-tank. You can buy the +2 anti-tank. You just can't buy the regular firepower ones, which is what the other guys can buy. They're not allowed to do that. Okay. And so if you think about how much that would cost, so I have to actually do the 18 per model, right, plus the 8. So that's going to be 62 points. At least I hope it is. 18. Yep, that's correct. So the base cost is 62 for the three initial models, then 18 per model, and then the most that you could spend, so basically is 180. You could spend 186 points on this entire unit, plus you could have a crushing mandible on one guy for another 13 to bring us to 175, and then you could have the serrated hypopharynx for 11 points, and that would bring you up to 186. And that's the most you could spend on this unit. You couldn't spend any more. And it does have a lot of wounds. No real saves. Just takes cover saves, and that's it. Cover busting weapons they can reduce infantry to a 5+. If they have a better, like if there's more cover, you get a better save. They can reduce that, but the basic 5+ save, the basic 5+ cover save for infantry, not for anybody else, but for infantry, cannot be reduced. If you had a 2+ cover save on a monstrous creature, so you had a monster and it had a 2+ cover save on it for whatever fucking reason, like wow, I don't think I've even programmed that in, but let's say you found a way to get to that point, probably through use of a power or something, power plus some warrior you had, that would let you do it. That would let you go, okay, I have a 2+ save on a monster. Well, if somebody has enough anti-cover, basically if you have cover 5, so 5 gives you a 2+ cover save. If you have anti-cover 5, they just negate your cover save entirely, and so you wouldn't get a cover save. Okay. Anyway, so it's an expensive unit, but it's still if you're going to go into that, you're probably going to end up buying at least the +2 to make yourself 5. But remember, this is their basic stats at shooting. is 335. That's it. And against infantry, you have to think about what kind of attack they have, because their biotic stinger is an anti-infantry, but it's AP2, right? Outside of close combat, they only have three factors. You combine them with something else, and the crappy unit, that's just a beater unit to just get shot up. To get full, you still have to have 6 models. So you're still spending 124 points just to get to that point. And I might change this later. This might be too much, but we'll see. In any case, you can't link anything with this unit. Like it's restricted because it's basically a dumb eating bug that just goes along and eats everything. And you can give it an upgrade, and that's it. I can have an upgrade to get something better. In any case, the anti-infantry attack would effectively have no AP because you don't have a weapon, right? So if you launched, because you can fire 2 things. You can go, here's my anti-infantry, here's my anti-tank. You can split it as much as you want, and if you go, I'll fire the swarm unit. It's only firing basically an AP dash firepower 3 attack at another unit. It's not so great. But if you have another unit that's actually good, that 3 factors could get you from, say, a 17 to a 20. That's another firepower shift on the chart. That's another row. That's another column over, and that's worthwhile. And so you have a leader nearby to let you do that. Okay. So anyway, so I've done this. Now let's see. Yeah. So anyway, so I'm going to do this one, and then I probably need to take a break. I got a bunch of stuff I got to do. But I'll just keep doing this until it's done. But so here's so this unit was basically make believe, right? And so let's get rid of we'll replace them is what we'll do. And so I had shard and boar cannon, just stuff that I made up, right? So let's get rid of that. They do have 2 wounds per model. So half strength is 6+, so they start at half strength. Full strength is 6 models at 12+, right? So the way that it works is basically the same. And this does not need to be up here. So it's, yeah, and that's all it really needs to be there. Hopefully that's what I'm doing throughout all of it. Yeah. So, anyway, so this one's wounds. Yeah. So light armor with the 5+, the actual name is medium chit, right? Yeah. Medium chitin. And a +3 anti-infantry weapon would be under ranged weapons. So +3 anti-infantry would be small impaling cannon. And then +2 anti-tank would be barbed stinger. All right. And that was just the +2, and that's probably not what I'm going to end up doing, because I try to keep specialty weapons that cost a lot. I don't want them to do that. So let's change that to so we have a small impaling cannon, and that one is anti-infantry, and so then we'll say a spore rifle. Okay, so the spore rifle is +3 anti-tank. Small impaling cannon is +3 anti-tank. Did I do that wrong? No, it's anti-infantry. That's anti-infantry. That's anti-tank. So that's +3 each. Okay, so normally that's the way it goes, right? It's like that and like that. Yeah, that's what I was doing wrong, or what I did wrong here. Anyway, That's the way it's supposed to be. So you know what it is. So, and then I'll figure out what we're doing here. So, so they have a 5+ save, and they're regulars. So 5+ save is -1. Okay, so we're 2 points each. So it's just going to be the base cost. So the base cost is always 8 for paying for the firepower plus your weapons. Okay. So the small impaling cannon is 5 points, and the spore rifle is 7 points. So that's 12 more points. So it's 20. Their leader, so that's another 5 points, and linking is another 5 points. So their base cost is 30. Now per model, they have a 1 point discount because they only have a 5+ save. Simple as that. Don't have to worry about anything else. It's 2 points, so it's 4 points plus 4 per model, right? Because it's 2 points per wound is basically what they end up costing. And maybe they should get pushed up, or yeah, not really worried about it. The skill regrades available are green or veteran. You know, they could be new, they could be old. Basically, that's what the difference is. So if unit is strength 12, so unit strength, you always check here. You don't check anywhere else. Unit composition, no, you don't do that. So anyway, so for every 5 models, which would be wrong here, this one is for every 3 models. One model may purchase a weapon from the range weapons at the points cost listed there. Okay, so we'll get rid of those, right? Because those don't make sense. So and really this is the way I should do it, is for every 4 models, if the squad numbers, if the unit, I hate saying squad, the unit numbers 9 models or more, one model may purchase a weapon from the CQB options. Okay, so and that's how I should word this one here. So let's copy that. It's more elegant, and it's just what you got to do is you just go, oh, this is what I want to do. So let's go. Okay, if the squad for every 6 models, if the unit numbers 12 models or more, I did one more, so 13. One model may purchase a weapon may purchase Sundering Clause from the CQB options. And it's just to do it. Model eligible to purchase a ranged weapon may instead purchase at the points cost listed there. There. So anyway, so that lets you purchase them. Now here, the difference is one model may replace a weapon. Yeah, and then here it's just purchase. It's a fine line, but basically it makes so you don't have to model an impaling cannon and a spore rifle, and then whatever else. You can replace a weapon, so you just replace it. It doesn't impact your firepower in any meaningful way. For a very simple reason. The reason it doesn't impact your firepower is because if you purchase it, it's in addition to. If you replace it, it's still in addition to. It just replaces one of your weapons. When you go to models that can carry more than one weapon, like these guys can carry more than one weapon, if you say purchase, then you actually have to model it. I want you to have to model, like a small figure with 4 fucking weapons on them. Just 2 weapons is enough. and it doesn't impact your firepower in any negative way. You just, like, let's say you get reduced to the gun guy. Okay, so you purchase a venom blaster, right, for one of your guys, and it replaces a sport rifle. You just replace a sport rifle. Okay. Um, and that's not spelled. That's not put right. Yeah, I don't think I did that right. I purchase a. May replace a with. Okay, that's better. Um, and then again, you can purchase a weapon from the CQB options. Um, and so you can make it so that the guys who want to kill you in close combat. So you can have your unit leader have the +3 firepower, and one of the other guys, if you have purchased 9 models or more. Now, remember it says unit numbers. It should say 9 models. Or no, the reason it says that is so if you link a model in, it might be more than that. So I can't just say if it's 9. No, because you do any switching around at army creation. You don't do it on the tabletop. Um, so if you link in a model and it becomes 10, you can still purchase one of these. One, yeah, and things linked in can't use upgrades of the squad they came from, so it doesn't matter. But that added in one could also have um, a proboscis. So what you're looking at is so let's just do this right here. So small impaling cannon is +3 anti-infantry, so that goes to 4. The spore rifle is +3 anti-tank, so that goes to 6. Okay, so this goes 2, 3, 7, right? That's what it is. But let's say you purchase uh, 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 both stingers is what you want to purchase. So you would then become a 6, 8, 7. Okay, but you have low AP attacks, which you normally wouldn't. So let's say you do that, but you also have purchased a full squad, and you've basically purchased another warrior squad, right? And it's got 9, and you decide that this squad is the one that's gonna have your champion, your warrior champion in it, and he's gonna lead you to victory, and he's got the neurotoxin proboscis. The model that was linked in has the neurotoxin proboscis. The extra model here, because it was this guy, the other one had 9, and they just swapped it out and said, here, you go over there. So this one has the neurotoxin proboscis. So right there, bam, there's +9 to both attacks. Okay, so that makes them very dangerous, and that will probably have to get fixed a little bit. Um, it should probably be 2. So anyway, but that's what you can actually do with this game system is you can link it in and go, here you go. And all I have to do is get into close combat. And you would think that would be something that you can easily do, but not so much. But you could have your unit. So basically, you have the unit champion, the unit linked option, the model linked in, and then you could have a champion, and he could have that. So right there, that's 4. Now that's going to be a lot of your points, right? Um, in any case, so as you can see, though, like this is something that I've been worried about, and I figured I would expose it when I was going through. Is the formula only works when there's a high enough base cost per model to actually pay for things in a way that makes sense. Um, so the base cost per model, a 4 per model for these guys, they have 2 wounds, they have good stats. Doesn't make sense compared to this because the weapon made them so expensive. In any case, that's something I'm going to have to fix. I'm going to go figure out how I want to fix it, how I want to do that. Because I much prefer this. as opposed to the, plus 1 million, because these guys really should not be that much. Okay, I just have to fix it so that so basically these costs will go up a little bit and those costs will drop. Anyway, so that's the way that I think it should be done. And that's the way that, but anyway, but this is how I go through and I create them. I just have to go through and, like, these guys don't get special stuff because they're exceptional in their own way, is that they're leaders. Okay. They do things that there are very few units in the game that are leaders. Like let's put it like this, there's very few units that are cybermancers in the game, and there's even fewer units that are leaders. Most units are not leaders. Most units are just followers. They're just troops. So anyway, so that's how I go through and I create it. It helps me find flaws because I haven't made any really cheapo things that didn't work. But basically, I want it to be the base cost is the guys in the squad, the base firepower, the 8 points that every unit pays, and then the any weapons that they purchase. Like these would be purchased once for the unit and not thrown onto the models. But anyway, but that's easy enough to fix, and I'll probably do that. But in any case, that is where I'm going to stop for now. So yeah, so if you have any questions or comments, just hit me up on yesthetruthhurts.com and I'll be glad to talk to you about it. Anyway, thank you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.